Hello, beautiful souls. It's Ashlee Escobar, the owner of Angelic Love and Light, back for another episode here on the Wake Up. And we're discussing it's a new moon today. Not just a new moon, it's a super new moon. And we're going to dive into those details. If you don't know what a new moon is and how it relates to your emotional body in your everyday life, go ahead, check out the shorts videos. And there's a new moon clip on there that gives you information. I'll paraphrase it before we dive into the deeper characteristics of the actual energy and what sign it's in and how that's going to look like for all of us. But let's get right started. So I mentioned that it's a super new moon, which means that it's enhancing all of the energies and qualities of what a new moon does. The lunar cycles impact us every day because the moon, it represents our emotional body, and we're made up of mostly water. And it's a super new moon, so it's going to be heightened. This is actually one of three. The next other two after this one are also super new moons leading up to the big eclipse, the first eclipse for 2024. Eclipses are very pivotal in our lives too, because it kind of gives us that opportunity to what universe has been asking us to do, take action on. If you haven't, universe is going to make an area of your life, change it for you. And it kind of feels like the carpet is taken out from underneath your feet is what I refer to it as. So today's super new moon in Aquarius will hit at 5:59 Eastern Standard Time. You calculate for Mountain Standard Time and Central Standard Time, or wherever you are in this beautiful world. But pretty much the energy has been intense. I feel it ahead of time. I remember back when new moons were not my favorite time of the month. And now I love them just as much as I love full moons. But it's an accelerated time for personal growth, especially because it's in the sign of Aquarius. And I'll get into why that is so. So basically, everyone is going to be impacted differently, but there are general characteristics of what the sign does to your emotional body when it's in that sign. And depending on where the moon is for you in your chart, that may be the area of life. And when I say your chart, your natal chart, that makes up your whole personality, why things have happened in your life, so on and so forth. If you want more information on that, check out on the website scrolling down below. So depending on where the new moon is for you in your natal chart, what happens is leading up to the actual full moon or new moon, our emotional body is a little triggered for something, for a reason that's supposed to help us. It's kind of shining the spotlight on certain triggers, old habits, reflecting on things that need to be let go to manifest and create the new. Now, everybody relates the new moon to manifesting and new things, but you can't have those without letting go of old patterns, thoughts, emotions, mindsets, experiences. So there's always, I tell my people that you're always balancing both for each the new moon and the full moon. And that's really, really important, especially for this one, because this is really guiding you into your next future self. Aquarius is all about the future, and they are very much in control of the mind. And so your mindset leading up to the new moon may have been showing you or highlighting certain emotions, triggers, past events, things that are still deep, deep, deep in your cellular tissues that are being held onto, that need to be let go to move into that beautiful next version of your higher authentic self moving forward. Because you are the future. We all are. And that work starts with us. And so if we want to change the world and change the future, we are changing ourselves. And there are many people here on the planet that are doing that are doing their soul work every single day, that are partaking and creating the balance, looking at the duality, incorporating the energies that impact us. And this is going to help in the long run. I know by 2040, 2045, the world is going to be in a way that nobody ever imagined. And also that many people that are visionary people like myself can imagine how it's going to be, and then we'll be able to experience that later down the road. So it's all about welcoming welcoming positive new beginnings by taking action. And many people just sit there and pray and manifest, but don't take the action. And you have to take the action. And well, some people that work with me one-on-one in my coaching membership ask me, how do I take action? And I'll give you 3 simple steps to start working on for your new actions to move forward into the future, more in alignment with who you are, what you want to do, and how you want to create your life to be. First of all, your mindset. It all starts in the mind. So when you hear that self-talk of your old self that says you can't do something or goes to complain about something or oh geez, you have to cut that out. You have to eliminate that. You have to allow the mindset to embrace the possibilities of all the new opportunities and adventures that you are going to be presented with. Number 2, your habits, your daily habits, and what you're doing for your body, mind, and soul to be able to support good habits in taking action. And number 3 is your discipline with those things, because every day there's lots of distractions in the form of people, places, and things, but it's up to you to eliminate those distractions or to navigate through your day with what you need to do and handle the distractions accordingly for your life, because action is required. And there's certain action that is required to really fully embrace this energy and what it potentially does. There's a lot of people that are confused by this energy and that it just does it automatically for you. No, it's up to you to do the other half of it. It gives you the potential energy. It impacts you regardless, especially during a super new moon, because it's like the flashlight's on you. The new moon is usually the furthest from Earth, but being that it's a super new moon, it's actually going to be closer. So it's highlighting all the darkness within your subconscious, your mind, your emotions. And there's nowhere to run to, there's nowhere to hide to, but to go within and look at what is coming up, what you are feeling, what you're navigating through, what your everyday challenges are, because healing is required. You can't heal anybody else until you heal yourself. And a healer isn't actually healing those people. They are just like kind of inspiring them. They're helping them. They're being the lighthouse to those other people that they're meant to work with. Letting go is required. And that is a process alone that takes time, that to know how to. Certain things are easier to let go of than others. I'm talking about these things on such a superficial level, but this is the stuff that's coming up, especially for the Aquarian super new moon today that we have. And number 3, gratitude and welcoming those new opportunities, despite if you know what they are or not. It's better to just be grateful and be open. Stay open to whatever universe is going to present you. Don't get so stuck on and fixated on planning and expecting, because when you have expectations, you let yourself down. Let universe present to you what new moons and the future has for you. Just be open to any blessings, any new opportunities, no matter how that presents. So there's truly no reflection with the moonlight and the sun and how the moon is tonight. And that means you need to go in and reflect on yourself. Because the Aquarian energy really is going to help you to help yourself if you allow it to, if you're fighting it. Now, I want to present some emotions that may be coming up and what this looks like on both sides of duality for people. If you've been a little triggered in your emotional body, you may have things surfacing that really question where you fit in, where you belong, what's your next path, where you're going. Okay, that's a lot of what's happening. And that's going to look like very differently for every person, because every person has had different experiences in their childhood to lead to things such as abandonment, isolation. Some people feel more oriented with people around them. But the Aquarian year, especially since Pluto is now in Aquarius, we will start to work together, but people can't work together until they have reached a level of healing within themselves that lets their ego know it's okay to work with other people. It's okay to spotlight other people. It's okay. I see so many people that started their healing journey a little bit deeper now embracing, like, it's okay to mention and support this other business. It's not going to hurt my business. Whereas me, I've been beyond that for a little bit now, and I love working with other people and love supporting other businesses. But the Aquarian year is going to help support the healing that you need to do within to work together to bring the bigger picture all together. And that takes all of us doing our part, because everybody is so essential in this. So your own healing and figuring out that you may feel a little agitated right now because you don't know what the next steps are, or you feel like you're going through a huge shift. It's this kind of energy that I can't explain, but if you know, you know. But when I figured out years ago, like, how the energy worked with your body, I started to embrace it, because what that does is that makes some people feel depressed, sad, makes them want to go isolate or hide within and retreat. And yes, we do need stillness. And yes, we need time to meditate and ground, especially because a lot of the planets are in air and fire this year. But you need to be able to be okay with reflecting with yourself, because if not, you're being presented coping mechanisms to spiral back into old coping mechanisms, whether that's addiction of any sort, being addicted to too much time on the phone, too much time on the TV, drugs, alcohol, people, love. Anything can be an addiction, or neglecting what you truly need to do, overcompensating by doing too much. You need to be okay with learning how to navigate through your thoughts, through your emotional body, and know that the new moon is trying to assist you. It does get kind of dark for some people, and if that's the case, you need to reach out. You need tools and resources like this that help understand where the energy is coming from and why it's like this, so that your mental and emotional body doesn't get too heavy to carry, because not everybody has the same internal and external strength, and they're not able to navigate through it. So if you know somebody that is somebody who maybe struggles with their mental health, or reaching out and asking for help, reach out to them. Ask them how they are. Explain this concept of the lunar energy, because the lunar energy impacts everybody, and the lunar cycles impact us every single day, whether you realize it or not. And then there's astrologers and gurus like myself who come all over social media, YouTube, planting these seeds, not only to get the information out, but to allow you to help yourself through learning the information. Because what this can do is this can help you to become more self-aware. It can create steps for your healing and moving forward and letting go, and all the things that I said are required to take action, and what you need to take action on within that healing, letting go, gratitude, and staying open. So allow this Aquarian energy. I lastly want to say that if your mind has been a mile a minute, you need to get out of your mind and into your physical body by doing a physical activity. And here's why. Aquarians are very in their mind. They sometimes overthink to the point where they're creating situations that aren't even the case, or get a little paranoid depending where they are on that duality. Or they could be spot on about things. Regardless of where you're at on that spectrum, a lot of people's mental bodies are very sped up right now, and some people aren't used to that. And that can become overwhelming, but don't allow it to be. Know that that is the Aquarian energy, and what you need to do when you're so in your mind, you need physical activity. So a good workout, a good run, a good walk, go out in nature, time with animals, time with children, time with elderly. So use these things to help you, and then go to your other tools and resources, because in this day and age, we can't have enough tools and resources. And that's all I have for you guys, beautiful souls. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. If not, I will see you on the next episode, which is about tomorrow's Lunar New Year, which also correlates with today's super new moon. So I'm excited to bring you that information as well. And I will see you on the next energy update. Lots of love and light. Check out the website if you want any of our virtual or local services, and I'll catch you in divine timing.